So drums, something I really like to do on drums. I program them with the drum rack. This is a recent workflow of mine, and I think it's way better than just using individual samples. I use audio samples only for top loops, for fill loops, and for crashes, because I want to use the clip fade for the crash and kind of shape it to my own taste and to the needs of the track. But one other thing I like to do is using the drum bus right after the whole rack. So here we have the drums. Let's turn off everything and even the reverb, the slapback. So these are the drums. So I know there's a boost in volume. I don't really care when I'm producing. I can just turn the whole fader down later. Sometimes I find that the boost is kind of welcome because I just level them too low. So I just keep it that way and eventually fine tune the track with the volume fader. It just gets you to the point way quicker. So I just have to work generally with the drive, the crunch, and the transients, and sometimes the damp too. So the crunch is great because it brings out the snare especially, but also the top end, the high end cymbals and all that stuff. So if your drum loop sounds quite dull, you just use the crunch and you're good with it. So for the damp, this is mainly for kind of harsh resonances from the cymbals, from the tops. Just don't try being too surgical with any cue. Try these first because it's more intuitive. You're just moving without looking too much into the graphs and visuals, and you find what sounds good. Then we have the transients. So basically when you turn it up, you are just turning the sustain up, and when you turn it down, you are turning the sustain down, so it's tighter. So here we have a squashed version, and here we have like a more dynamic version. And you can really see how easy it is to set up the initial sound for a drum kit this way. And then you can just process with other stuff.